evening. It's just past 6 o'clock. It's Saturday, the 29th of March, and welcome to our Saturday evening news programme. And in the news this week, a free Weymouth community organisation called Family Matters is urgently looking for premises to operate from, together with funding to cover the rent. Family Matters Baby Bank, which is a project within the charity Refresh, is run entirely by volunteers. It was set up in 2019 in response to local statistics which stated that 1 in 3 children in Weymouth and Portland were living in poverty. They provide good quality clothes, toys and equipment, food and milk for babies and preschoolers free of charge to local families in need. All items are generally gifted by other local families. Running alongside the Baby Bank, Family Matters Adult Clothing and Homeware opened in September 2024, and they have seen 200 more visits from adults needing extra support. The project has been supported by DJ Property for over 4 years, and the volunteers are extremely grateful for all they've done to help them. However, they now need to find new premises and the funds to pay a landlord by July this year, July 2025. Otherwise, the service will have to close this invaluable support to vulnerable families. Now, at least £1,100 per month is needed in order to pay rent on a suitable property so that the charity can continue its work. If you are able to unlock funding or provide a pointer in the right direction to access funding, or if you can help with premises, they would like to hear from you. And there is an email address to email: family.matters.w&p@gmail.com. So that's family.matters.w&p@gmail.com. And if you want to look and have see what they actually get up to, you can have a look at their website, which is www.familymattersbabybank.org. www.familymattersbabybank.org. Now, this month sees the 10th anniversary of Hardy's Birthplace's new visitor centre. Nestled in Higher Bockhampton near Dorchester, the centre has welcomed over 500,000 visitors since opening its doors a decade ago, providing a gateway to the area's rich wildlife and heritage as well. Built in 2015 with funding from the Heritage Lottery Fund and a partnership between Dorset Council and the National Trust, the centre boasts convenient parking, well-surfaced paths, excellent facilities and insightful interpretations. It serves as a perfect starting point for exploring Thorncombe Woods and Hardy's Cottage. Thorncombe Woods is a designated local nature reserve spanning 26 hectares acquired by Dorset Council in 1968. Home to ancient woodland, heathland and a scheduled ancient monument, the reserve is a recognised Site of Nature Conservation Interest, or an SNCI. The woodlands and surrounding areas are known to have been a source of inspiration for the renowned author Thomas Hardy. Visitors can still immerse themselves in the landscapes that influenced his novels and poetry, from the serene Rushy Pond to the enchanting dips and hollows known locally as Swallet Holes. This magical pocket of woodland and heath is managed with the help of dedicated volunteers who support the council rangers and help enhance the visitor experience. Rachel White, who's the Visitor Operations and Experience Manager at the National Trust, said Hardy's Birthplace Visitor Centre is a huge asset to the visitor experience at Hardy's Cottage, providing excellent facilities for visitors including accessible toilets, tram hire and an independent family-run cafe and shop. We are very grateful to all the volunteers who helped set up the facility, with special thanks to our local volunteer supporter group, the National Trust South Dorset Association, who raised funds for the build as well. Now, to find out more about Hardy's Birthplace and Thorncombe Woods, pop along to the Dorset Council website, and if you search for Dorset Council Hardy's Birthplace, I'm sure that will get you to the right page on the Dorset Council website. Now, Dorset Museum and Art Gallery is excited to announce that this year's wedding fair will be taking place on Sunday the 27th of April from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The free event will be a celebration of all things wedding related, featuring a diverse array of stallholders, interactive displays and performances that promise to inspire couples planning for their big day. The wedding fair will showcase a selective lineup of local vendors, offering everything from exquisite floral arrangements and stunning bridal attire to entertainment, catering and photography services. Whether you're newly engaged or further down your wedding planning journey, the wedding fair at Dorset Museum and Art Gallery is the perfect place to gather ideas, make connections with different suppliers as well. Taking bookings for weddings and special events from 2027, Dorset Museum and Art Gallery is a truly unique landmark venue in the heart of Dorset's county town. The Victorian Gallery could not be more striking, with its high ceilings adorned with intricate designs, romantic balconies, genuine Roman mosaic floors and stained glass rose window, all surrounded by thousands of years of history. The events team will be on hand, eager to help create unforgettable wedding experiences, and you'll be able to have the opportunity to envision how the venue could be transformed to suit your style and needs. So pop along there if you're thinking of getting married and want to look at the Museum and Art Gallery as a possible venue for your wedding. Now, this week's appeals from Dorset Police. Officers from Dorset Police are investigating a report of an assault in Weymouth and are appealing for witnesses and the victim involved to come forward. It was reported that between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Friday the 14th of March, a man was seen grabbing a woman and shouting at her in Chickerell Road, near to the junction with Dennis Road. It was believed the man and woman were known to each other. The man is described as white with brown hair and of medium build. He was wearing a black Jack Daniels t-shirt. The woman involved is described as having long dark hair and was wearing a red top and light coloured jeans. It was reported that an elderly couple went to intervene in the incident, and the man then threw something at them and was aggressive towards them. After the matter was reported to police by a third party, officers carrying out inquiries in the area found a red leather jacket and a handbag which they believe may have belonged to the female victim. Police officers are also appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward as they investigate a burglary in Weymouth of a residential property. It's reported that between 9:30 p.m. on Saturday the 22nd of March and 10:25 p.m. on Sunday the 23rd of March, entry was gained to a residential property in Princess Drive and several items were stolen. Now, the items that were stolen include 2 plain gold wedding rings and a collection of watches. I think it's 10 or 12 watches that were stolen of all sorts of different types. Now, Police Constable Liam Sutherland of Weymouth Police said, "We are conducting inquiries into this burglary, and I'm keen to hear from anyone who witnessed any suspicious activity in the area during the aforementioned time. I'd also be keen to hear from anyone who has come across any of the items matching those described being offered for sale locally or online under suspicious circumstances." Now, if you wish to contact Dorset Police about these or any other crimes or incidents in Dorset, you can call them on 101, or you can give information anonymously via the Crime Stoppers charity on 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111, and that is a free call and it is totally anonymous. Now, a review of street lighting in Dorset Council area is currently underway, with a consultation on potential changes open from the 24th of March, that was this week, through until the 4th of May. Dorset Council is seeking feedback on a range of potential changes to its street lighting to improve nighttime safety, reduce energy consumption and enhance environmental sustainability. Responses to the consultation will be reviewed and used to update the council's street lighting and illuminated signs policy, which was introduced back in 2020. The current policy highlights the benefits of moving from relative inefficient old-style sodium lights to newer LED-style streetlights, which can reduce energy consumption by up to 60%. However, some residents have expressed a preference for the warmer light of the old sodium systems, whereas LED streetlights typically have a much whiter light than the older sodium lights. The current policy sets the requirements and standards for new or replacement public highway lighting and includes improving nighttime safety for road users, reducing crime and fear of crime during darkness, providing cost-effective public lighting with a focus on energy conservation and sustainability, and minimising environmental impact while enhancing nighttime ambience. Since 2011, part part night lighting has been applied in areas of the lowest levels of highway use, with street lights typically turned off between midnight and 5:30 a.m. in quieter residential areas. This approach aims to balance safety and cost effectiveness, reducing energy consumption and carbon emissions. Now, the suggested changes to the policy includes changing the type of lighting to the LED street lights and the colour of that LED lighting, clarifying the environmental zoning for street lighting, and looking at dimming lights in residential areas during quieter times. The changes will be considered within the context of the Council's commitment to the natural environment, its climate and ecological priorities, public health and safety, and the ongoing need to reduce costs. Now, you can take part in the survey. If you go along to Google and you search for Dorset Council Street Light Survey, Dorset Council Street Light Survey, it will take you straight to the page. I did it earlier. It literally takes about 2 minutes to do the survey, and then you can have your thoughts on street lighting in Dorset, on highways and residential areas considered as part of this review. And if you're not able to do it online and you'd like a paper copy of the survey, you can give the council a call on 01305 221 020. That's 01305 221 020, and they will send you a paper copy. Now, a programme to help families focus on positive changes to behaviour so they can provide safer environment for their children is now covering the whole of the Dorset Council area, following the initial pilot from November 2022. Safeguarding Families Together, which will improve the health and education outcomes for children, has now been launched across the whole of the local authority area, including the Purbex. The concept of Safeguarding Families Together is to embed specialist adult service workers alongside children's social workers with an approach to keeping children safe in the family home. It is based on whole family working that enables holistic interventions to meet both the child and adult needs by working together and sharing information between professionals to provide the right support when they require it. The approach is helping to keep families together where the risk might otherwise have been too high, and children being removed from the family and put into care. Councillor Claire Sutton, who's the Cabinet Member for Children's Services, Education and Skills for Dorset Council, said the work under Safeguarding Families Together is part of our priority to support our families in the communities where they live. We want Dorset to be the best place to be a child, and we make sure we do our very best to help keep families together, even when they are going through tough times. The Safeguarding Families Together team wraps around the whole family and supports them to find the motivation to make a positive behaviour change. The programme has been received well by those who've taken part, with parents suggesting that it should be promoted widely as a different way of working in partnership with parents. Now, 5 new multicoloured self-contained modular flats for former rough sleepers have been unveiled as charity The Bus Shelter Project and Dorset Council prepare to welcome new tenants to start the next steps of their journey towards living independently. The flats have been purchased by the council as moving on units, also known as Phase 2, so people who have already successfully engaged in the bus shelters support programme can access the service if they need to. Excuse me. The tenants currently live on site in Phase 1, which consists of a bedroom with ensuite facilities. Phase 2 gives tenants an opportunity to manage their everyday life in their own home, including cooking in their own kitchen, paying bills and maintaining the property. Every flat has been designed to follow the council's energy efficiency requirements, which includes, and goes more than this, but definitely includes enhanced insulation to minimise running costs, A-rated windows, LED lighting, solar panels on every unit, and air source heat pumps. The temporary accommodation units are complementing the existing 12 smaller units, also known as pods, which were placed at the charity's base on the outskirts of Weymouth in 2021. Councillor Jill Taylor, who's the portfolio holder for housing and health at Dorset Council, said, "This is a project which is changing lives, restoring hope and offering new beginnings to those who have experienced the harsh realities of rough sleeping and homelessness." The transition from phase 1 to phase 2 is so important because it's not just about providing a roof over someone's head, it's about empowering people to build the foundation for a better and more fulfilling future. Funding for the units has come from the government's Single Homelessness Accommodation Programme, or SHAP for short, run by the Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government and Dorset Council. The modular units were made entirely in a factory by Gloucester-based company New Space. They were delivered to the South Coast and craned into place late in February. The multicolour flats are 30 square metres, which is bigger than the pods that are already on site, and they are made from steel and have solar panels on the roof. Now, if you want to learn more about the work of the Bus Shelter project, you can pop along to their website at www.thebusshelterdorset.org, www.thebusshelterdorset.org. Now, Dorset residents facing periods of uncertainty, short-term illnesses or life crises such as mental health challenges or bereavement are being given a helping hand through a new network of support from the voluntary, community and social enterprise sector. The Dorset Integrated Prevention Partnership, or DIPS for short, network is a collaborative partnership of 5 organisations working together to deliver a wide range of support to help residents who may not be eligible for formal support from adult social care. The 5 organisations, who are Help and Kindness, the U Trust, the Lantern Trust, Volunteer Centre Dorset and Shelter, are bringing their expertise to ensure people receive the best possible support. The DIPS partnership offers a variety of services to meet different needs. And just some ideas of what they're doing: practical help like assistance with shopping, collecting prescriptions, pet care, gardening, domestic tasks, driving to appointments, basic odd jobs, moving furniture and meal preparation. Companionship through befriending services, companionship for social activities and respite services for caregivers. Complex needs support, so benefits and debt advice, housing support, education and employment assistance, and helping with physical and emotional well-being. What the providers provide: so the U Trust offers home from hospital service, social reablement and crisis support. The Lantern Trust and Hope House Wellbeing Centre runs a drop-in community resource in Weymouth, offering group workshops and peer support. Volunteer Centre Dorset provides a volunteer-led response service for urgent and ongoing support. Shelter operates the Housing First initiative to help people with multiple and complex needs who have sustained or repeated periods of homelessness and unemployment. And Help and Kindness supports individuals with home support, shopping, domestic tasks, companionship and more. So 5 organisations there working together to assist people when they most need it. Now, Weymouth Town Council is preparing for the return of the Community Expo, which will take place on Saturday the 17th of May at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Jubilee Clock on the seafront, as well as a variety of stalls showcasing the work of voluntary and community organisations who help various communities in Weymouth. Community choirs are also set to perform on the day. Following the success of last year, the event will follow a similar format and be a twist on the traditional Town Council annual meeting. During the day, you can find out more about the council services and projects, as well as hearing a short report from the town clerk to highlight the work of the council over the past year. Plus, you will be able to gain an insight into the wonderful work carried out by voluntary and community groups. And if you represent a local charity or community group and would like to be part of the free event by running a stall, Weymouth Town Council would love to hear from you. Now, some of the groups that will be there, and I've already said they're going, as Live Well Dorset, Help and Care, the Veterans Hub, Age UK, Weymouth Drama Club, Royal Voluntary Service, Love Dogs, Weymouth and Portland, My Time Young Carers, Samaritans, Southwest Wildlife Fundraising, Reach, Weymouth Street Pastors, Dorset KPA and Community Share, I haven't heard of that one, and Cycling Without Age. Lots of people are going to be there. Mayor of Weymouth, Councillor John Orell, said Weymouth Town Council's Community Expo provides a fantastic opportunity for the numerous voluntary community and charitable organisations that operate in the town to showcase their valuable work. The event runs from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday the 17th of May, with stalls located by the Jubilee Clock. If your organisation would like a stall at the Community Expo, then please email Charlotte Emery, that's Charlotte Emery at weymouthtowncouncil.gov.uk by midday on Friday the 2nd of May. So that's Charlotte Emery at weymouthtowncouncil.gov.uk, and you must let Charlotte know by midday on Friday the 2nd of May. Now, you can find out about the history of some of Dorset's finest houses and humblest dwellings with historian John Lowe. John Lowe's giving a talk online that explores how and why they were designed, built and used. It covers the period from the Bronze Age through to the 21st century. Having spent 15 years researching Dorset's houses and self-publishing a book on the subject, John Lowe will shine a light on 59 houses with reconstruction, paintings, photographs and historic images, bringing each to life and untangling controversies behind the designs and introduce the surprising twist in how we've understood them. As a bonus, one of the houses he will discuss is Athelhampton, the subject of a previous webinar by Giles Keating, John Lowe's new material and interpretations on Athelhampton's past. Now, that's the 9th of April. It's put on by SPAB is the organisation. I can't remember what it stands for now. Protection of Ancient Buildings. The Society for Protection of Ancient Buildings. There we go. And the price is £5 for non-members. And if you're a member of the Society for Prevention of Ancient Buildings, then it is free. And you will need to have a computer because it's an online presentation, so a computer, phone or a pad device connected to the internet to join in. Now, if you want more information or to book tickets, then go along to the SPAB website. That's spab, spab.org.uk, spab.org.uk/what's-on. spab.org.uk/what's-on. £5 non-members, free for SPAB members, and that's on the 9th of April. Now, finally, in tonight's headlines, something that we all need to remember, that the clocks go forward tonight. So tonight, the UK moves to British summertime, meaning clocks go forward by 1 hour at 1 a.m. On Sunday morning. Why do we do this? Well, the idea dates back to 1916, originally introduced to make better use of daylight during the longer summer months. By shifting an hour of daylight into the evening, we get brighter evenings, helping to save energy and give us more time outdoors. Yes, tomorrow we will lose an hour of sleep, but on the bright side, longer, lighter days are ahead. And we certainly need some. It's been very grey and dingy, and although it hasn't been too cold this winter, it's certainly been grey and dingy. So lighter, longer days will be welcome. So remember, if you haven't got clocks and phones and devices that put the time forward automatically, before you go to bed tonight, make sure you add 1 hour on your clocks. And that's the end of our headlines tonight. It's now time in tonight's programme to go over to Andrew Wright for this week's film review and preview.
Welcome to White Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This weekend, Novocaine arrives in UK cinemas. The film, starring Jack Quaid, son of Dennis Quaid and famous for his roles in The Boys and Star Trek Lower Decks, revolves around a bank employee with the inability to feel pain, who goes to rescue his co-worker after she is taken hostage by a group of bank robbers during a bank robbery. The film also stars Amber Midthunder, Ray Nicholson, Matt Walsh and Jacob Batalon. So it's one of those John Wick style. It's one of those John Wick style films, you know, like Violent Night or Nobody. The film was released 2 weeks ago in the US to minor box office success. but positive reviews from critics who praise Quaid's and Mid-Thunder's performances, as well as the fun the film has with its concepts. So Novocaine is in UK cinemas now. This weekend, the newest David Ayer action film, A Working Man, is released in UK cinemas. The film stars Jason Statham as Levon Cade, an ex-Royal Marines commando who is working construction in Chicago when his boss's daughter is kidnapped and he has to use his old skills to find her, only to uncover a conspiracy of corruption involving US government agents. The film also stars Michael Pena and David Harbour and is co-written by Sylvester Stallone. So the film has so far received mixed to positive reviews from critics. So, and it's another one of those John Wick style revenge-y action films. It's about 60% positive reviews, which is actually pretty standard for a film like this, and considering David Ayer's career has been on a bit of a downhill slide in the last decade after Suicide Squad. It's pretty kind of them. A Working Man is in cinemas now. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I'll be talking about Kraven the Hunter. I'm actually looking forward to reviewing Kraven the Hunter. I was much more positive about Madam Web than pretty much every critic, so I'm keeping an open mind for Kraven the Hunter. And I'm also going to be talking next week about a Minecraft movie, which looks like the most expensive and prolonged April Fool's joke ever. Now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you very much, Andrew, and I look forward to hearing about the Minecraft movie. That seems to be one of the biggest April Fool's things ever. So, we'll look forward to learning about that next week. It's now time in this week's programme to go over to the Met Office for the Saturday evening weather forecast, and this week we're joined by Greg Dewhurst.
Hello there, welcome to your evening weather update from the Met Office. Low pressure has brought some outbreaks of rain, particularly across northern and western parts of the UK today. This system moves out the way overnight and then high pressure starts to build in across the UK, keeping it dry and settled for the rest of the weekend and much of next week too. Becoming established to the east of the UK, we'll see the winds coming in from the southeast as we move through next week. Temperatures rising, particularly across central and western parts. Looking at the picture for this evening time, this weather front continues to push its way southeastwards. Very little rain left on it across southern counties of England and Wales, just some light rain and drizzle. Overnight, some clear spells developing, but generally staying fairly cloudy and windy, particularly across the northern half of the UK. Gales around some coasts of Scotland continuing, and further heavy showers across northern Scotland, Orkney and Shetland, seeing the most frequent showers through the night. As a result of a lot of cloud, temperatures not falling too low, generally 7 to 9 Celsius. So not so chilly night to come and a fairly bright start to Sunday morning, though there'll be a fair amount of cloud around. This should start to break up as we head through the day, but it remains quite windy across northern parts of the UK. The Pennines seeing gusts of 40, 50 miles an hour for a time. It remains windy down the east coast of England and Scotland too, and that wind coming in from the northerly direction. And we could see some large waves around some coasts here, so do take care if you are heading to coastal stretches for the afternoon. Best of the sunshine across central, western parts of England and Wales, stretching into parts of Northern Ireland, western Scotland as well. Winds will be lighter here and feeling pleasant in that sunshine. Highs reaching the mid-teens, 14 to 16 Celsius. Generally locally, we could see 17 or 18 perhaps across southern counties. Always feeling chillier with that breeze still across eastern parts in particular. As we head through into the evening time, weather fronts do start to move in across parts of Northern Ireland, into the Western Isles and the Highlands as well. Could be thick enough for a few splashes of light rain and drizzle. Generally elsewhere it stays dry with some lengthy clear skies, and that will allow temperatures to drop away, chillier than the night just gone, 3 or 4 Celsius in towns and cities. In the countryside, lower than this. There could be some low cloud also developing around some western coasts of England and Wales to take us into Monday morning. But a chilly start, bright start for many though. Thicker cloud across Northern Ireland. Northern and western parts of Scotland will remain here through the day. There will be some sunny spells developing there as that cloud tries to break up, but the vast majority of England and Wales will be dry, lengthy blue skies and sunshine out there, and winds generally on the light side. It will be a pleasant afternoon. Temperatures again 17, 18 Celsius, well above average, where we should be around 12 Celsius at the best for this time of year. Under the cloud, even still reaching 14 or 15 Celsius. Into the evening time, further cloud across northern and western parts of the UK, but for the next few days, high pressure builds further and it keeps it settled. Plenty of sunshine to come through the middle part of the week. Temperatures rising as well, perhaps locally getting into the low 20s across central and western and northwestern parts of the UK. Always a little bit chillier further east you are with that east to southeasterly breeze developing. If you'd like more information on the weather where you are for the next few days, you can follow us on our social media channels. See you again soon.
Thank you very much, Greg. And looking at the local weather for the week ahead, here we go. Isn't that looking good as we get towards Easter? We've got some sun without clouds and without rain. So let's keep our fingers crossed that as the week goes through, that the weather gets better and we get some nice mild and sunny weather. And that will certainly get things in the garden growing. Now, turning to what's on. First of all, Weymouth Pavilion. 31st of March, film The Last Showgirl. 1st of April, film Picnic at Hanging Rock. 3rd of April, One Night in Dublin. That's a musical concert. 4th of April, Arsenal Legends in Conversation. 5th of April, The Amazing Bubble Man, and the 9th to the 12th of April, local theatre group WOW presents Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now, they are always very, very popular. I know lots of people that have already got tickets to go along to that, so I do suggest, if that's something that interests you, that you get in early and get your tickets, because they are quite often a complete sellout. And then 13th of April, the film Mufasa, The Lion King. Now, tickets are available, and further information on those and other things at Weymouth Pavilion at their website, weymouthpavilion.com, or at the box office 01305 783 225. Turning to the Knowth Fort, 30th of March tomorrow, a rocking Mother's Day musical extravaganza there at the Knowth Fort tomorrow. Then the 5th to the 21st of April, Easter Wonderland. That's going to include an Easter egg hunt, Wonderland croquet, Ravens riddle competition, Easter bonnet dress up, Spot the White Rabbit trail, and the Hatter's Tea Party games in the family room, and lots more. 3rd of May to the 11th of May is the VE Day commemorations at the Knowth Fort, and the 17th of May the Cold War Bunker will be open again. More information on those and other things happening at the Knowth Fort, as well as regular opening and information on access to the fort and what you can find there, is on their website at knowthfort.org.uk. Looking at Artsreach are coming to the end of their season, so just a few things left in the area as they run into May and then look to their next season, and we'll await the programme and publication of what we're going to have in the next season as soon as it hits the post boxes and the website. But coming up, Nancy's Orange and the Butterfly Collector, 30th of March at Cerne Abbas Church, and the 11th of May the Soteria Tours, where music is home, and that's at Cerne Abbas Village Hall. More information and tickets available at artsreach.co.uk, and we'll obviously bring you information on the new programme when that is available. April the 25th, a group of local bands are coming together at the Centenary Club at Jubilee Sidings at 6:45 p.m. And they're raising money for local charities. It's £10 for tickets, and bands include Violin Shop, Replay, The Cats, Nick Capaldi and Friends. And for tickets, you can phone 01305 859 310. Finally, to say church services in White Regis tomorrow, or close to White Regis, 8 o'clock communion at All Saints Church, 9:30 communion at All Saints Church, and 11 o'clock communion at St Edmund's Church. And both the 9:30 and 11 o'clock services will be themed on Mothering Sunday, being Mothering Sunday tomorrow. That is it for tonight. Just to remind you that our Saturday evening quiz is on at 7:30. You are very welcome to join us. It's free, it's family friendly, and it is open to anyone. And you will always be made most welcome on a Saturday evening with our quiz. Now, if you've got any news or events to share with us, then do drop us a line at news@whiteregis.tv, news@whiteregis.tv. We would love to hear from you. It just remains for me to say have a good weekend and a good week ahead, and I look forward to being with you next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Good night.